people compliment me on my cowboy hat. I said, well, it's not a cowboy hat. At least when I wear it, it's not a cowboy hat. And sometimes they say, hey, I ain't a cowboy, man, I just found this hat. But I'm going to sing you a cowboy song anyhow. I ain't a cowboy, I just found this hat. That's a punchline of a really bad joke that I'm not going to tell you. Here's a cowboy song. There's two kinds of cowboy songs. One kind of cowboy song is the kind that cowboys made up to entertain themselves when they were miles from nowhere and didn't have nothing but each other to entertain themselves. And then there's the whole bunch of songs that those songs inspired, which is a whole great bunch of songs too. But this one I think was written by a real cowboy and a great songwriter named Curley Fletcher over in Prescott, Arizona. And it describes an event that probably didn't take as long to occur as it takes to sing the song. It's called the Strawberry Roan. It's about a fella's encounter with a horse. It goes like this. Well, I'm standing around town just wasting my time. I'm out of a job and I ain't got a dime. When this old boy steps up and he says, I suppose that you're a bronc twister by the rig of your clothes. Well, he guesses me right, that's my middle name. Have you got any bad ones you're aiming to tame? 'Cause the horse never lived or never drew breath that I couldn't ride till he starved to plumb to death. Well, he says, I got one, he's a bad one to buck. And losing good riders, he's had lots of luck. So I gets all excited and I says, what'll you pay if I ride your old horse for a couple of days? Well, he says, I'll pay 10. And I says, I'm your man. 'Cause there ain't a bronc in this world I can't fan. He says, get your outfit, I'll give you a chance. So he gets in his buckboard and bills to his ranch. Well, it's early next morning and right after check. I'm a hankering to see how this bad horse can buck. He's out in the horse corral standing alone. Just a little old caballo, a strawberry roan. Well, he's ewe-necked and old with a long lower jaw. You could tell at one glance he's a real outlaw, with little pin ears that touch at the tip, and a big lazy D stamped on his right hip. Well, I puts on my hooks and I picks up my twine. I sticks on my hat and I'm sure feeling fine. I throws a loop on him and it's well I know then that before I get aboard him I'll sure earn my 10. Well, next comes the blinds and they sure was a fight. On goes my saddle, I screws her down tight. Then I climbs aboard and I pulls off the blinds. And I takes a deep seat just to watch him unwind. He goes up in the east, he comes down in the west. To stay in his middle, I'm doing my best. He goes to frog walking, he heaves a big sigh. He only lacks wings for to be on the fly. Well, I figures I'm a-riding the hurricane deck of a cyclone and tornado having a wreck. He's the worst bucker I've seen on the range. He'll land on a nickel and give you the change. Well, his back bows like a mountain, his legs stiff as poles. When he hits the ground, boys, he leaves 10-foot holes. And it's right at the top of each stiff-legged buck. He sets himself back and you're riding on luck. He sticks his old head down betwixt his hind feet. He kicks up his heels and he turns on the heat. He flips his old belly right up to the sun. He sure is a sun-fishing son of a gun. Well, his tail goes as high as the tops of the trees. He says, hang on, cowboy, we'll have us a spree. Then he makes a big jump and he spins at the top. I asked him politely, old horse, won't you stop? But he goes right straight up and he don't turn around, like he's done give up life way down there on the ground. He heads for the North Pole and ends at the South. He's a swapping ends fast and his tail's in his mouth. Well, my reins is all broke and the bit's hanging loose. My saddle is slipping back on his caboose. Then he turns inside out and he swallers his hide. And that was the end of my $10 ride. But he left me up higher than the birds in the sky. And it's down on the ground, boys, that I want to die. First I goes north and then I goes west, just a hunting a place that I can show rest. Well, I turns over twice and I comes back to earth, and I sits there a-cussin' the day of his birth. I've said there are horses that I cannot ride. Well, there's some of them living, boys, they haven't all died. And one of them's that strawberry roan. Oh, I thought I'd never get to the end of it. Thanks.